Welcome back to the Ginger Transformer podcast. I know my last one was ever slightly ranty, but I think I think it was just the shock of what we were getting from HasLab may have set me slightly over the edge. Then again, I was told that's probably the most coherent and animated I've ever been in one of my videos. So, you know, them's the breaks. Anyway, in this short podcast, I'll be talking about some of what are known as the obscure Generation 1 characters. For example, did you know there's actually a Decepticon cassette called Enemy? His actual name is Enemy. He looks like Rumble and Frenzy, but he's basically all red. And he's called Enemy. And like Rumble and Frenzy, he's a bit of a dick. But yeah, he's had a toy out. Recently, I think there was a Masterpiece Collectors one, which makes him probably about that size. Not very big, but you know. Oh, here so he's not the size of my head. Oh my entire thumb disappears there. That's weird. But yeah, that is his name. Enemy. He's one of the Encore collection of Decepticons. I discovered that today. It was weird. So it made me look up other obscure Autobots and Decepticons, some of which have had recent toys out. Well, recent, like in the past 10 years ish. And some are even on the game Transformers Earth Wars. And I thought, honestly, God thought Transformers Earth Wars creators had just went, well, we ran out of stuff for combat bots. Let's make shit up. No. For example, the Autobot mini cassette Night Stalker. Yes, used to be a partner with Ravage all those years and years ago in the Transformer One G1 lore. Yeah, he's a character, playable, well, not a playable character, he's a combat bot. He just runs about killing things in the game. And it turns out, yes, he, you know, he or she, I think it was a he, was actually a proper character. So once again, it made me look up more. You know, no, I'm not gonna lie, most of these that I was able to find, they're obscure, and most of them are Decepticons, believe it or not. Finding obscure Autobots these days that haven't already been brought out by Hasbro in one form or another, like Hauler. Most people wouldn't have known Hauler, you know, about 10, 20 years ago, because he's mentioned once in G1 and that was it. Now, he was part of the Velocitron set that came out a couple of years back. Everyone knows who he is, you know? Then you've got a Decepticon mini cassette wing thing. He was actually out as part of a Generation Selects pack that came with a few others, Double Dealers 2 Power Master partners. And I think it was Rumble Frenzy. I know who's blue and who's red, by the way, but I just can't remember who came with it because I bought it like a year ago, 2 years ago, nearly, and he came with it, wing thing. And once again, I was like, I just thought it was something Hasbro was just putting out there. I mean, anything that's relatively G1, I will buy. Once again, maybe look up other obscure characters. Now, I'm going to read a few of these out. I actually had to write them down. So there's quite a few. Quite a few. I didn't know this. So this is, I'm still learning. And it's nearly 40 years of this I've been doing. So there's a Decepticon mini set called Garboil. He's basically a redeco of Laserbeak and Hellback. Once again, another redeco of Ravage, both of which are a part of the Blue Guard, I think it was, or something like that. Both of which have had toys out. I think it was 2017 Masterpiece versions of them. So, good for them. More mini cassettes. Yeah, Decepticon, later Autobot, Kiss Players mini cassette Glit. Glit, who is another character in Transformers Earth Wars. Once again, I thought they were just giving up and giving us anything original, but no, it turns out obscure Generation 1. I mean, there's probably a lot more than what I've got here, but I mean, I mentioned Helinox Maximus, I'm not sure how you pronounced it last time, who was in a Generation 1 episode, never to be seen again, and then he was given a backstory in the Wings of Honor universe. It's a closely branched timeline of G1. In normal G1, there was no Wings of Honor, Elite Guard stuff. That's the only difference in the timelines as far as I could see. But he was obscure. you know? You also had other KISS player mini cassettes, both Autobots. One called Sundor, basically a gold laser beak, and another one called Rosanna. I did have a third party Rosanna a long time ago before I started going complete G1 official. Good to know that wasn't just like made up by the third party person. And if I'm honest, I would like to see some of these more obscure characters, especially the cassettes, in the Transformers Earth Wars game. Because let's face it, they have Night Stalker and they have Glit. They don't have Enemy, Wing Thing, Gargoyle, Hellback, Sundar, Rosanna. They're all mini cassettes. They definitely could use some new combat bots. Have you seen some of the latest stuff they've dropped? What the fuck is the Lancelot? He just look like crap. Now, obviously, I can only speak from the Decepticon point of view. That's my player. I plays the Decepticons. But a lot of the stuff just looks like bulbous pieces of made up shit. Now, this might be they're from another continuity, maybe. But, because they do that, bring in different continuities. You've got Armada Megatron, you've got Bulkhead, you can knock out Lugnut, that kind of stuff. Transformers were always kind of blocky, until season 3 we get Galvatron. He was round, but mostly, yeah, they're blocky, They're not supposed to be like round and you instantly think, yes, he transforms into a bowling ball. But anyway, I digress. But seriously, if anyone from Transformers Earth Wars is watching this, please, some of the characters I've just named, you know who they are, what they look like. You can easily put them in the game as new combat bots. Like you get the Autobot mini cassette Stripes. I think he's in it as well. Plus, he's had quite a few toys come out. Not just Masterpiece, but actual toys over the years. So maybe not as obscure as the rest of them, which is good. We want to see some more obscureness, especially if you can just kind of like do what you usually do, repackage it, They apparently had a Decepticon seeker called Blast, who it turns out he was in a frame in Generation 1. It was supposed to be Ramjet. It was just basically Ramjet, but it was all in grey. It was a colouring mistake, which happened a lot, I'm not going to lie, in the Transformers series, especially in Season 3. But it turns out one of the writers decided, yeah, we're just going to give him a name. We call him Blast. Like it's like, Black Thrust. Blast, was the thinking behind it. And make him an actual proper character. But once again, an obscure one because he's in like one frame behind Megatron and you don't see him again, But apparently it was enough to give him a name. I'd like to see a character like that. I mean, let's face it, they bring out 1,000 Seekers. We don't know who they are. Cloud Cover, who the hell was that? I have him. But still, who is that? We've got someone that was on screen here. Let's get him made, Hasbro, huh? How about that? The three at the end here. These are obscure characters. These are quite obscure characters. One, Decepticon Triple Changer Overcharge. Now basically he's a redeco of Blitzwing. But he's not really a Decepticon. He's a Quintesson Troop Builder. Now imagine if you had to buy a Troop Builder pack, a Quintesson Troop Builder pack of like 4 Blitzwings. What did they retail at? About 30 quid a pop? 40 maybe, depending on where you went. You would be spending at minimum 120 quid for a Troop Builder pack for the Quintessons. So Hasbro, we don't need that. We're not asking for that. That is just a list, okay? Please, dear Christ, no. No. I mean, let's face it. I like troop building packs. I bought 4 or 5 of them with the last troop builders. So I've got a nice wee G2 army over there. Extra Sharkticons at Bayless, sorry. But yeah, no, you don't need to bring that out. Bring that out as a HasLab. That's fairly priced for a HasLab, Good with that. And the other 2 were actually is an orange Astro Train, and a red and brown Blitzwing. Red and brown, yes, I know, sounds a bit like flywheels. Both of these were brought out in a platinum pack a while ago, using the original Generation 1 molds. They were just basically labelled as, weird looking Astro Train and Blitzwing. However, as Hasbro is fond of doing, and this is one of the good points of Hasbro, they decided, let's turn these into new characters. We got the Decepticon Triple Changer Star Dasher. That's the redeco of Astro Train. And not only is it Decepticon, he's a Star Seeker. Now, Starseekers once again were going to BotCon territory. It was the Pirates versus Knights comic. You know, basically, it says it all. You had the Knights of Cybertron fighting Cannonball's pirates. Now, he wasn't in this, and I feel that was a missed opportunity. A very big missed opportunity. But hey, what do I know? But maybe the character was created after the comic. We don't know. I don't know. Look it up. Google. It's a great thing. Last but not least, and I'm going to try to find some more obscure characters, at the very least, other characters that haven't been brought out yet that you might not have heard of, and another video later on. But this is all I was able to get today, literally, within the space of an hour. The other one was Trouble Changer. It's the recolor of Blitzwing. He's called Fever Dream. Between Stardash and Fever Dream is sounds good. Hasbro, we would like this 2-pack. We have a Blitzwing mold. We have an Astro Train mold. We would like this 2-pack. If you could use Astro Train for Galaxy Shuttle, you can use them for Stardasher. I don't think you've actually used Blitzwing for anything else. So you could possibly even, bring him out as Overcharge and just call him Overcharge. You know, just make him the Decepticon Overcharge. And bring Fever Dream out in a box set with Stardasher. I mean, that'd be, I'd buy that. Eventually it becomes the more obscure the better, because there's only so many Optimus Primes you can buy, and Megatrons and Bumblebees. Jesus Christ, enough with them. Give us some new shit, I know I'm Generation 1 faithful, I know, but there's so many other remolds you could do of other characters. And geez, we've got, like, how many Autobot leaders? How many Decepticon leaders? Give us another Thunderwing. Give us a size-accurate Thunderwing. Jeez, I'd buy that. Lord Straxus, or whatever his name was. I think it was Straxus. Give us a bigger one of him. I'll buy that. Very happily buy that. An Emirate Zaron from the Marvel UK Comics. Another obscure one. Well, not that obscure. If you bought the comics, you knew who it was. But, bring it out, Hasbro. People will buy this stuff. The more obscure, the better these days. And that was what? 13. And a lot of them were cassettes, so you could probably do a Generation Selects kind of thing, like 2 packs, 4 cassettes in each pack. Easy peasy, easily done. And people will buy it. I would buy it. Other people will buy it as well. We're collectors. I can't speak for anyone apart from myself with this next comment. I'm saying this about myself and not about anyone who's watching. But I am a G1 fanatic. You give me that crap, I will buy it. There's nothing there that I wouldn't buy, including the Halionix Maximus or whatever it was called. And he would have to be Commander class. Let's be honest. If anyone can think of any other obscure Generation 1 characters that people won't have heard of, please put it in the comments below. I will include it in the next video, because I guarantee there's more out there that I haven't been able to find, I mean, I came across Stardash and Fever Dream by happenstance after, like, ages ago. And then today I found Decepticon Energy, the Decepticon mini cassette called Energy. That just sounds weird. I found that, and I just thought, an obscure Transformers podcast. Why not? It'd maybe a little dig at Hasbro to maybe, give us some of these damn things, because collectors like that kind of shit. So you could charge us a lot of money for that, and we'd pay that shit. The stuff you brought out for Hasbro Pulse, no. Just no, That was a slap to the face. As you can tell, I'm over it now. But yeah, like I said, if you can think of any other characters, please put it in the comments below. I will do my best to look up more myself, and maybe do another little obscure character podcast at some point. The next one is going to be, unfortunately, a series of ongoing podcasts as I delve into some of the Marvel Transformer comics. More to the point, because I am British, I am doing the Transformers UK comics first. I have started binge reading all of them again, so I've got a little bit more knowledge, a little bit of a refresher going on. We'll be talking about some of my favourite arcs, some of my favourite storylines, characters created for the lore that weren't on the TV show. Straxus, Zaron, the Wreckers, for example, who became a staple, and quite frankly, a lot of Transformer lore. So I'll be doing that for my next few podcasts, so that gives you something to look forward to. That's it from me, the Junior Transformer, for this next podcast, and I'll see you next time for the next one. And remember, if you can think of any other characters, obscure ones, please put them in the comments below. See you next time.